Hey guys, Trey Gissantana here, real estate investor and coach. And today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to talk to pre-foreclosure leads. Let's get it. Let's go. All right, so you got a seller on the line. They're dealing with pre-foreclosure. Their auction date is in less than 2 months or maybe less than a month. What do? All right, well, understand one thing. This person has made bad decisions in the past. And again, you have to be a partner with them. This is more so about an emotional attachment or a lack of rationality on their part, because a lot of pre-foreclosure leads, they don't really want to sell. You know, they're willing to do whatever it takes to keep the property, but they don't have any money to actually clean up their arrears with the attorneys and the back payments and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be very, very important for you to tell them, hey, listen, I don't want to see this property go to the auction. What do we need to do in order for that to happen? Oh, we may need to sell. You want to use the word we, okay? Because they need help. You know, even if they don't want to admit it, they do need help. And they're reaching out to you. They called you back on that postcard, or they're actually talking to you for a longer time on that cold call. Why? Because they do know inwardly that they need to make some type of decision. They just need help with that decision. They need to know that someone has their back. You have to be that wholesaler. You have to be that investor who's going to have their back, okay? If you're a real estate agent, you need to be well connected with cash buyers and people who can purchase that property from that seller, because that person, honestly, if they waited the 12 months or the 18 months or the 2 years, and didn't do anything and try to clean anything up, this person is highly irrational. And maybe they're seeing the light right now, but you got to help them through this process, okay? So you have to be a partner. That's the biggest thing. You have to hold their hand. And you have to do little things for them, right? This technique that I'm going to teach right now, it is best suited if you're there. I know there's a lot of people who do virtual wholesaling. I do that as well. I mean, for the first 4 years, that's all I did. It was really easy. But with pre-foreclosures, you gotta get in the trenches with them. The one thing that you gotta do with people who are in pre-foreclosure is you have to talk to them all the time, okay? Sometimes even once a day, at least, or text them and let them know everything is on the up and up, right? And you really need to make sure that you're open and honest with them about how much they're going to receive on the sale, because a lot of people that's in pre-foreclosure, they know their house is worth something, and their houses are typically, in decent condition, right? And they know they're taking a haircut, and they don't like doing that, even though they're going to lose it. I'm telling you, it doesn't make any sense. But they do not really want to sell it for just nothing. But if they're going to do that, they want to know how much they're going to make. So it's more so about the bottom line. You don't want to talk like, hey, you're getting, we're going to sell, you're going to sell it to me for $300,000. You want to say, no, listen, I'm going to put 10 grand in your pocket at closing. I'm going to put 15 grand in your pocket at closing. That's how you get good deals on pre-foreclosures, right? And you still make a spread as a wholesaler, right? So that's going to be really, really crucial. Now, speaking of a spread, you got to make sure that this property has some equity in it. So that means that if, let's just say, for kicks and giggles, the property is worth $300,000. Their note that you can see with Lakeview or PennyMac or whoever their loan servicer is $200,000. We're already in a danger zone, okay? Because there could be $20,000 worth of arrears on that property if an attorney or a bill collector is now tacked on their fee. Yes, indeed. Ask me how I know, because I've seen it and I've dealt with it. So what happens is just that you have to now adjust your numbers, right? Maybe this property doesn't have enough equity in order for you to wholesale it. Maybe it's better suited for a subject to, which is a whole nother video, but that approach you need to be privy to if you're going to be doing pre-foreclosures. But we're going to stick with wholesaling for right now. So if you're going to be dealing with pre-foreclosure leads, you need to make sure you have a spread or a cash buyer who is just into the property, right? So where you can win at with pre-foreclosures is making sure that the condition of the property is really, really good. So, you know, back when I got started, you had to find everything 70% minus repairs. That was like 5 years ago. Nowadays, the people will take a flyer on a property at like 80%, right? Because they're all cash, and as long as it's clean, they can rent it out and things of that nature. So on that $300,000 ARV after repair value of $300,000, 80% of that is $240, right? So maybe that $220 works, right? I wouldn't bank on it. I probably wouldn't take it down, but you have to think about that because that cash buyer is counting on you now to come and make sure this deal is tight, and also the person in pre-foreclosure is counting on you as well, right? So that's the reason why you have to make sure that you're a partner. You know, you may not even want to term yourself as a wholesaler. You may need to say like, hey, I'm going to make money on this property. I might not be the one that's actually taking it down, because I need to see how much is actually left for me on the back end. But just understand, I'm going to make sure that you get paid, right? You're going to make something on this deal. That promise and that dedication and those follow-ups matter. Do not leave this person you know, alone or by themselves during this process, because remember, you need them. You need them to sign those closing documents. You don't want them to go ghost and just give up, right? Because they're already feeling like they may want to give up, right? So this is more so mental, and you have to coach them through the process. But if you can do that on pre-foreclosures, it can be an excellent lead source for you. But run your numbers and understand that the cleaner the property, the better condition that it's in, it's going to be easier for it to sell. If you have a pre-foreclosure and it's in terrible condition, needs a new roof, needs to be gutted, don't even deal with it. I'm telling you right now, don't deal with it unless you have a massive spread, because that person or that property, I should say, it just most likely has no equity for that deal to happen, and it needs to be a short sale, right? But short sales take a long time. This is how you talk to, this is how you speak to people who are going through pre-foreclosure. All right, so stay active, keep going, keep pushing, stay hustling, stay grinding. Until next time.